Alright, so previous video I said I was going to check out the final 16 hybrids, and you know what? We're going to get straight to it. Go check out Goji Center, give some love, give a subscription, and let's see what wonderful abominations were created, and let's see if they could defeat the Indom 2.0. So this thing is a crazy creature, and I want to see what other people make, because that thing on the top there has a big ass neck, and I think it's going to chow. So, and that thing has no ass. That is shameful. The hanky ass. Oof. But anyways, let's get straight to it. Let's get straight to it. There you go. That's what I'm trying to say.
22nd, 2024, a nightmare was unleashed that could end an era of mankind. This creature sent ripples across the planet, and the internet took it as a mission to eliminate this animal. Many failed. Many
looks crazy.
They succeeded, but only a select few might have actually accomplished surviving.
I wonder how many of these hybrids are actually like hand-drawn. But I mean by like actual artists.
The final 16 of the Great Hybrid War. A competition set out to challenge daring
Hybrid was pretty sick. Seeing everyone's being creative and making crazy hybrids pretty sick.
Composed of real-life animals, with the end goal of surviving and defeating a 2.0 in single hand-to-hand combat.
I mean, there actually has to be a lot of thought that has to go into it. You can't just throw together random things and then make something. It doesn't work like that. Why did this thing have a shark fin? Hold on. What's going on here? Is it a... It's got a rhino horn, or actually a trikey, because it's dinosaurs. A triceratops horn and a shark fin. An armadillo armor. That's an armadillo. What are you? You look sick. I don't recall. Some of these don't. Doesn't any of these? What is that? That's just a dragon.
With even fewer display.
That's a sloth.
Body types, high congruence,
that thing looks nuts.
And unique combat
bro, ooh, this one looks so sick. Aw, did you get to see the name? I'm trying to spot it.
The research team at Goji Center HQ handpicked the creatures that would perform best in a 1v1 matchup against the 2.0. Featuring some
I'm ready to see some crazy creatures.
In the next few episodes of the Hybrid War, we'll narrow these down to 8, then analyze the final 4 hybrids in the last episode.
Yeah, okay, it makes a normal ranking system. Yeah.
To determine the hybrid spot in the final bracket, the hybrids will be placed in 4 separate groups, depending on their overall build, with Group A through C consisting only of same builds, and D being a mixture of the remaining 8 with different overall builds.
So one that wouldn't really work if they were made as actual dinosaurs.
Theropod versus theropod evaluation early on in the knockout rounds. A live drawing will be broadcast to all channel members, where we will live stream this drawing to determine which hybrids will stand up in the evaluation rounds.
So nice and random. That's how it always should be. Always random.
Will become even more harsh when evaluating these animals. Yes, even the final 16. The final will truly be the best out of the best at defeating the 2.0. Without further ado, let us begin with hybrid number 1, Predator Rex. This theropod hybrid submitted by Godzilla fan art can be described
actually
as
like a Yautja.
Oversized theropod combining the traits of a variety of predators,
looks pretty cool,
and prehistoric. Also known as Vega, the hybrid
Vega. Isn't that the in Doom the Dark Ages? That still talks to you, isn't it? Vega. Oh no, that's Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is Vega.
Looking at its genome and how they were used, this creature turns out
to be
huge. A highly resilient combatant.
Bro.
With straightforward but practical weaponry. 9 contributors make themselves present, similar to that of the
Sometimes
2.0,
being more simple is giving you the advantage. If you go too much
dragon,
out of
pangolin, honey badger, vampire bat, and
you know what I mean.
A combination of strong jaws and claws that was coupled with dexterous forearms that were built to cope with the size and strength. This
is that like armadillo armor?
Hybrid number 2, Monstratherium brutalis, with a name meaning brutal, monstrous beast. This creature stomps into the platform with a total of 9 genetic contributors.
It's the armadillo thingy.
And Shantungosaurus for build and size, chimpanzee,
that's a big rat.
Thylacoleo, domestic pig, Indian pangolin, African crested porcupine,
scalyfoot gastropod, from everywhere.
And limpets.
What's a limpet?
This is the first chiefly mammalian hybrid on this list. This ground sloth on steroids combines raw power with the more armored skin and quills of pangolins and porcupines.
Looks cool.
Further augments by the massive.
It looks insane without eyeballs. I mean the pupil.
One big reason why this creature was
Those
selected was an
chompers are
interesting
huge.
detail that may or may not have been intentionally leveraged by its geneticist at Just a Betotus. While studying the genome,
Betotus.
we identified a big issue. Scaly-foot gastropod and limpets were seemingly a clever choice when using
gross.
it to augment the armor of this animal. However, mentioning that this also reinforces the bones makes possible for this hybrid to suffer from blood poisoning from all the iron leaching into the bloodstream.
Oh,
Isolating
shit.
this augmentation only to the skin and teeth could avoid this. But thankfully, apart from adding this buff to mostly the skin, the hybrid also contains domestic pig, contributing to its immune system and ability to reroute
Yeah, pigs
toxic
can
buildups.
literally eat anything.
This
They're
alone
insane.
saved this hybrid. This
Group D,
non-sauropod
yep.
heavyweight will await a rival competitor
Monstrotherium.
in Spot D1.
Crazy
Time to look at
bastard.
one of the big hybrids of the final 16. Hybrid number 3, Armatus gigantus, the
Yep.
armored
Well,
giant.
the
Perhaps
name
one of the
gives it away. It's gonna be
simplest
huge.
yet
Is it gonna be that
most
big one I
effective
saw?
genomes in this competition's sea of submissions, consisting only of Borealopelta, Stegoros, vampire bats, and
A vampire
Argentinosaurus
bat.
as the base genome. This creature submitted by geneticist Al Wall is the most straightforward example in this list of being simple but practical.
Okay.
This giant quakes the earth by
That
stomping into
looks
the arena with
insane.
surprisingly few augments.
But it's
When
the Steggy
objective
coming
was just
in
to put extra
crazy.
armor and spines along with the bolstered immune system of a
It
vampire
is
bat, on
huge,
top
bro.
of the same genome this creature enjoys, you don't need much when building on top of possibly the most
His legs are so
powerful land
tiny. How the
animals
heck
to ever
is it
exist.
supporting
The colossal titan
the
that
body
is
weight, bro?
Argentinosaurus. To fight anything, the objective is simple. It may
It's
not seem
massive.
like the fastest, and it may take time to land any major hits, but with sheer bulk and armor, it might well weather the storm and lead to a literal crushing
Oh.
victory. This hybrid will sit and wait for the next round on spot B1. Number 4, Ceratops barbaricus. The
This one is
savage
cool.
lightning-horned face is our first ceratopsian.
Savage
to enter the
lightning-horned
final 16,
face.
consisting of Triceratops and Alamosaurus working together for base and size. Ankylosaurus, southern mammoth, Stagonelopus, Skeletosaurus,
Mammoth?
Pachycephalosaurus, Stegosaurus, Alamosaurus, beaded lizard, and common limpet.
No, I didn't say
If
Mexican.
there was anything
What the heck
in
is a
nature that
limpet?
could stand up to the Tyrannosaurus and win, it was a Triceratops. And the 66-million-year-old grudge is revived with this bruiser stepping into the ring in front of the 2.0. Geneticist Mean Green Good to Go brought us an augmented trike sporting a wide variety of armored dinosaurs to keep it protected from head to toe. Alamosaurus for mass and thermoregulation.
All of them have been
Mexican
bigger
beaded
than
lizard for added defense,
the
and
Indom 2.0.
interesting addition of venomous bite to a ceratopsian. We'll park the horned menace in spot C1. Armor seems to be a common theme in the final 16, and rightly so.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Hybrid
needed.
Number 5. The appropriately named Armored Titan may not have the plot armor Reiner enjoyed, but it might not even need that. The hybrid brought by Connor the Dinosaur
Attack on Titan
Man
is very
comes
good.
stomping into the analysis platform with a modest number of 7 contributors. Diplodocus and Argentinosaurus for base and size, Armadillo Lizard, Megatherium, Fruit Bat, Whiptail Lizard, and Tree Frog. The second sauropod
Tree
Earthshaker
frog?
on the list uses
What is that gonna give you,
Diplodocus
like,
for reach
poison
and
skin or
tail swing
something?
speed, with
They're gonna lick you and get
Argentinosaurus for
poisoned.
added size and bulk. For close range, a set of sharp claws will make a crushing attack even more lethal and messy. Armored lizards and bat DNA add some valuable resilience inside and out.
You telling me this thing has
Whiptail lizard and
echolocation,
tree frog mean
potentially?
that in isolation, the Titan could breed at alarming rates and limit the time it would be a vulnerable juvenile.
It is
as long
pure
as sufficient
armor.
food
What
is
is
laying
this?
around. The long neck was selected for being a versatile hybrid for its many methods of attack, but may not even need that many with an armored
Bro.
whip capable of cutting lesser animals.
Its
in
tail
two.
looks like it's
This
just a
hybrid will be placed
katana.
on
Bro,
slot
this thing is
B2
just
and
armor.
eagerly await the round of 16.
What the heck?
Next up, one of the most creative designs on this list, hybrid number 6, the
It looks like a bat.
Spinovenator, also known as Akira, the Spiny Hunter. Brought to us by
Okay, where the
Nation
spines at,
Studios,
bro?
This hybrid consists of a genome that proves that size is
It's gonna have a hyena in
everything.
it.
Mape, weasel, leopard, jaguar, pallid bat, grasshopper mouse, barn owl,
Okay,
North
jaguar,
American
not-
porcupine, Cape porcupine,
not hyena,
Kia
whatever.
parrot, and honey badger.
Honey badgers
At
are
only 6
crazy
tons, the
animals,
fluffy
bro.
assassin is a lot lighter than most
think
other
it's
theropod
cool.
entries. However, this particular attack methodology will prove that
Did it say it
being
had-
lighter in
hold on.
butter and honey
It said had. No, it doesn't have Velociraptor. Then how do they get that bold? From what? A grasshopper mouse? its bold, its shape must have came from this thing. The MAPE macrothorax. I don't know what that is. Yeah, that's the must have come from
only
that.
6 tons, the fluffy assassin is a lot lighter than most other theropod entries. However, this
Arms
particular
look chunky as
attack
shit.
methodology will prove that being lighter in this case may prove advantageous.
Being more
Highly
agile
intelligent
might
and
help
equipped
him.
with the big clawed MAPE, the most mega
It's a
of
big
all
head.
megaraptors,
Bro,
weasels, panthers.
even this thing, looking, seeing how small it is almost the same size, bro. All these final 16 hybrids are absolutely massive, bro. Shit sick.
Carnivorous grasshopper mice add on to the claws and teeth while giving Akira the ability to create its
Instead
own
of
painkillers
one
to
gorilla
stay
versus
in the
100 men,
fight.
do one of
Feet
these
butt
versus
armor.
100
The
men.
two species of porcupine cover it in bristles and quills for added defense.
Let's see how
that
well
pricks
Johnny can
back.
survive.
Akira will sit on spot A2, taking the second spot in the group of theropods. Hybrid
Bellator.
number 7 is a menace from another terrace. The
Terrace.
Valkyriopteryx Hygeia is an
Oh, a
example
bird.
of how simple can also be dangerous and
Did the
effective.
creators
And its
actually come
creator
up with these
DNF
names, or
being
did
an
they just
example of a bold
like put it into
geneticist bringing a
ChatGPT and like, hey, make a scientific name for these
lightweight
creatures
flyer
as a
into
hybrid?
the arena. One that doesn't even weigh 1 full ton, but with an attack that can inflict a ton of force. The modified pterosaur is built upon the form of the most robust flying
There's
apex
definitely a
predator to ever live,
a quetz in there. I can't
Hatzicopteryx.
consider.
And we appreciate avoiding using the overly used fanciful attack methods that could backfire, like spitting venom or burning acid. Instead,
What the hell?
addition of
Oh, they're coming out like an
pineapple
ant's
helps
ass. What is
reinforce
that?
the beak and skull for strong pecs that could potentially crack bone. Lappet-faced vulture helps to buffer up the immune system as well as ramp up aggression. The bald eagle
Oh, that
gives
running
the
style.
pterosaur an extra weapon most flying reptiles lacked by enhancing the
There's
leg
no
muscles
quits.
and giving it a set of talons across
Oh
the
shit,
feet,
okay, I was
whilst also
stupid. Hold on.
by enhancing the leg muscle.
So that the previous pterosaur they showed, a pteranodon, sorry, is what gave you that shit. Okay.
And giving it a set of
I thought it was a
talons
quetz. It
across
looked
the
very
feet,
much like a
whilst
quetz.
Also enhancing vision. Finally, the streaked tenric, a distant relative of
That's
elephants
true.
of all things, helps to bolster the defense with some strong but very
Conric.
lightweight quills. These quills
The long
also
ass
give it a
nose, bro.
unique war cry to
What you need that
confuse its
thing
enemy.
for?
While
What is
flying,
that?
this animal could produce a high-pitched sound called stridulation. This is the
Stridulation.
last sound many lesser animals will hear right before the pteroraptor lands
Yeah,
on
that
its prey
thing.
and inflicts the first and final blow. The
the heck?
Valkyriopteryx will perch on slot. Now reached the halfway point of
Okay.
the final 16.
Hey.
Number 8 is the complete opposite of a lightweight ambusher. The
But let's be-
Ferropelta
this
brings a
chunky, it
large
looks
but relatively
chunky.
congruent gene pool of contributors whose main strategy against the 2.0 is
Pure defense. That is a lot.
Pictures brought us a ceratopsian with an ankylosaurid base.
Ooh,
Almost a dozen
that
other
colors
armored
are
dinosaurs
sick.
adding on
That
to
blue
it.
should have been
From
red as well.
deflecting armor of Gastonia to the
But it looks
optimized
so
tail
sick.
glove of Anodontosaurus. Other members of the genome
green one,
increase
what the heck?
defense, buff up the internal structure. The modern-day African bush elephant.
the
and
blue on the
macaque
head should have
increasing
been-
intelligence and decision-making,
should have been
and
red as well.
Mylodon claws for better grounding and offense.
Oh, the old sloth.
Its stance
Ancient
is
sloth,
one
I mean.
of the best in the hybrid war, making it close to
Its
impossible
legs
to
are
tip
so
over or
tiny,
attack
though.
the belly of this
Bro,
beast.
this-
Ferropelta
damn.
is the second and
Bro ain't
last
moving anywhere.
ceratopsian to make it into the final 16, taking spot C2 before the next evaluation round.
Okay.
Hybrid number
The
9
two
genome
trichies.
and the use of its genetic contributors wanted a spot on this final list.
That thing looks
Nemifagax
mean.
Eversur, the destroying
Nema
nemesis
what?
eater. Brought forth
Wait.
Nemifagax Eversur.
Nemifagax.
The
Eversor.
destroying nemesis
Ever-
eater.
yep.
Brought forth by geneticists at Pixel Studios.
Bro, look at this.
uncanny
What the
theropod
heck?
of a
This is the
different
most
breed
replayed.
Apparently never skipped arm day. While some dinosaur genes
Oh,
are
each
present,
part
the
is like a
addition
most
of
replayed. What the heck?
Dinopyrus, Allosaurus annex,
This thing looks crazy, though.
chimpanzee, and the giant baboon Dinopithecus left this contender seriously jacked,
baboon?
with talons for slashing and arms for grasping. Extra armor from the Ankylosaurus zool and the Chinese alligator help protect the flanks and major body parts. All while the Tyrannosaurus jaw structure combined with Acrocanthosaurus
This one
give
might
it
be a very
muscular
good
body
contender.
and strong jaws. A unique and clever addition to Nemi was the use of Megalodon. Its cartilaginous aspect
Oh.
of the skeleton helps bolster the cartilage present on this hybrid.
I mean, I'd
providing
assume
extra
having some sort of megalodon would also help against, well, I mean, pressure for underwater, but I don't know if that will how that translate to, because I mean, it can withstand pressure under, like deep under the ocean. So I don't know how that having that skill, physical skill, I guess. I don't know how that translates to on land. So maybe it makes the skin tougher or something. I don't know.
Absorption and other benefits.
But it looks cool. It looks sick. It can also poke him with its nose. Ramming speed.
Nemifagax will back itself up into the third spot, A3 in the theropod build group of hybrids.
That one might be a top contender, I'm just saying.
In this roster of hybrid monstrosities is hybrid number 10, Mundosaurus.
That looks like a herbivore.
LC99's hybrid. The
It's an apple.
reptile stomps into the competition with another small yet congruent genome.
Wait.
The Apatosaurus,
Never
Shunosaurus,
mind.
the well-known Argentinosaurus,
I was right with the herbivore, but
and
shit, that thing is much bigger.
This medium, or some would say a
Opossum.
small sauropod, initially sounds like a bad idea compared
Why
to
does
prior
someone?
titans.
Why
But at 30 tons,
do they never use a skunk? Like, let them just shit everywhere. Make the their enemy die from smelling gases. You know?
Mundosaurus
Just
still
give
has more
everything
than
that
enough
shits
mass
and
to throw
stinks,
around.
and
The
then
muscular Apatosaurus
it'll be a
genome
one-tap,
is back
you
for
know?
revenge after what the Indominus Rex did in Jurassic World, granting
That'd
it a
be
body that
crazy.
is both brawny and yet with a huge reach. Taking on the tail club sauropod Shunosaurus for an optimal weapon and Argentinosaurus for bolstered size and armor, this hybrid has some fantastic congruency for picks within a single family.
what is that? What is that?
And armor,
What is this thing on his
hybrid
nose?
has some
What is that?
fantastic congruency for picks
Is
within
that a big
single
pimple?
family. Kentrosaurus further adds to the armor on the outside, and an unexpected addition in the Virginia opossum gives resilience to both
Is that the
bacterial
opossum?
infections and venoms on
The
the
rat.
inside. Fun fact,
Ugh.
these innocuous marsupials are actually extremely
Aw.
resistant to venom, able to hunt venomous
Oh,
snakes.
shit.
They are also one of the only mammals completely immune
So they
to
can survive a
rabies
snake
and
bite, but we
numerous other
can't.
viruses.
What the heck's wrong with
Mundosaurus
us?
will take the third slot in the sauropods list on B3 and will await the
Mundosaurus.
next round to begin.
There's so
The
many
genome
of the
hybrid number
unique
11 is
hybrids
the
that still need to be
definition of,
shown.
If it ain't broke, don't fix
That
it.
DNA,
Geneticist
bro, this
genome of
DNA
hybrid
strand just looks
number
like
11 is the
snake
definition
skin.
of, if
Like,
it
what the
ain't
heck?
broke, don't fix it. Geneticist Nacho Pups brought us a highly congruent theropod with minimal
An actual
additions with other
geneticist.
sources.
Okay.
Theropod Rex, a combination of extremely agile
Oh, no.
Tyrannosaurus, lightweight but efficient armor
A
from
long
several
neck.
types of Abelisaurs,
Oh, I thought it was gonna be a
and
long
claws
neck
and
T-Rex.
shredding teeth of several Carnosaurs. Built on top of a Carcharodontosaurus
Shit.
base genome, there is plenty of efficiency out of the gate. Dexterous arms from orangutans
Bro.
further help with grappling and leveraging
Oh,
those teeth
damn,
and
that's gonna give it
claws.
some good
Theropod
upper body
dinosaurs
strength.
dominated the big carnivore role in virtually every ecosystem
No,
for
the
over
baby!
100 million years for a very good
No,
reason.
Allosaurus.
Simplicity and practicality are some of the best policies in
Nacho
the great
Pups,
hybrid
huh?
war. This hybrid snags the last spot in the theropod builds
Yeah.
group, leaving only 5 spots left for the round of 16. Time to show a unique hybrid and one
Bro,
that may come
no,
as a
man,
surprise
so much
to
time
most
is used
people.
on that. That's
Maybe
crazy.
even the creator geneticist Chris Wubsevenson. Hybrid number 12.
What the heck is that?
Gigantetherium.
Bro, it just
A
made
name
like
meaning
Bigfoot or a
gigantic
Yeti or
beast
something.
May be more suitable for an animal other than an ape, especially given that these animals have some pretty strict limits on how large they could get. However, the creator cleverly found a workaround, using the monster sloth Megatherium as a base
Oh.
and Gigantopithecus for ape-like traits. This 8-ton Goliath is the genius
orca.
bruiser of the competition.
What does the
With
orca give
multiple
you?
Contributors for intelligence, such as
Sonar?
elephants and orca. Its combined instincts, if used correctly, could give it enough smarts
Oh,
to
I
leverage
got the
weaponry
Dobby
granted
ears.
from other contributors. All while
I think that
flexible
thi- this
pangolin
thing's
armor
probably
helps
gonna
keep it
die.
defended from head to toe
Armadillo.
to weather hits as it bashes, bites, claws, and brings weapons to deadly purpose. If wielding the right weapon or tool and leveraging dexterity,
Its face
this
and its
creature could
underbelly
pull
are
off a
very
surprising win against the pale
in the
menace.
open.
The ape hybrid will settle along with the other exotics in D3 and await the next round.
Okay.
Hybrid number 13 is a pleasant surprise. Something born of the Mesozoic, but not just of dinosaurs, stomps into the platform. Patterned after the sauropod-like crocodilian relative
That's just a
Silosuchus,
salamander, bro.
Geneticist DB4's Lucanovenator is augmented with strong body armor.
Oh, that's
from
the
other
last one in
crocodilian
for the
cousins
herbivores,
and armored
Group B.
dinosaurs. Orangutan arms and
Bro's
intelligence
doing
from other
the
crocodilian cousins
absolute
and
Chad
armored
face. Look at that jawline, bro. Chad right here.
Dinosaurs. Orangutan arms and intelligence round out a body bolstered with size and thermoregulation.
Silosuchus.
thanks to the Alamosaurus.
Bro, there's so many
Resilient,
dinosaurs.
simple,
Simosuchus,
agile, and practical with no
Silosuchus.
major weaknesses.
They got cousins here, the Silosuchus and the Simosuchus. Alamosaurus and the Psittacosaurus. Bro. Stegosaurus. Orangutan.
This hybrid combines
Just a monkey out of
surprising
nowhere.
resilience with exceptional reach and agility. Armored and yet
Again, where the
technical
pupil at, bro? It
tank
looks so
as well as
crazy.
going
It looks like
offensive
it's absolutely
charges
insane and
and
just
flanks to
gonna
either push
murder
forward with
everybody.
an offense
Gonna murder
or
your
fall
family
back
without a
on
second thought.
defending. Lucano Venator will fall to position on slot D4.
Oh
and
shit, I
watch
thought it was
the
Group
last
B.
3 hybrids take the remaining
Shut up.
Awaken to a world of wonder in Final
That guy looks like
Fantasy
he's 90 years
14
old, bro.
Online.
The
Shut up.
hybrid war was flooded with many unique submissions, but a hybrid that clawed its way to the final 16 with one of the few clever methods of inflicting venomous bites was number 14,
Oh.
Arctosaurus horridum. The bear reptile submitted by geneticist
Bear.
AC-1401
Bear.
actually uses the ancient croc cousin from the Mesozoic, the body of the biggest land predator the world had ever seen outside of dinosaurs, Phaseolasuchus. Tyrannosaurus rex and Kodiak bear further augment mass and muscular
Oh.
distribution along the body and jaws, increase senses, and those bear arms will be no joke at this scale. Here's the interesting part. Gila monster DNA was added for a practical venom attack without having potentially breakable snake fangs. This creature's
Ooh.
added benefit of scaly armor works in tandem with that of a Cuban crocodile to provide protection. The scrappy Wolverine further enhances its resilience, as well as those killer fangs. The robust brawler is not the largest,
thing
but
is
definitely
pretty
one
cool.
who can swipe, claw, and wrestle
How big is
before
it compared to
landing a
the-
devastating bite that just might
That's
refuse
pretty
to let
big.
go.
That's the
Its
same
lighter
size,
weight helps
basically.
this bruiser keep the agility it might need in a confrontation. The bear reptile takes slot D5 and patiently awaits
Hey.
its rival. There are only 2 spots left in the final 16, and now we'll reveal the last sauropod to squeeze into this group of powerful builds. Hybrid number 15, the Atherotitan
Okay, this
Christus,
has to be-
aka Behemoth. Name meaning
This one has
Heavenly
to be the
Titan
last one
of
in Group B.
Christ.
Come on.
Submitted by geneticist Casuarius, the creator of this hybrid submitted what might have been one of the biggest entries to make it this far. A titan clad in spiny armor built upon the Argentinosaurus as well, Behemoth thunders into battle with a menagerie of extra armor from familiar sources. From the pangolin to the dwarf crocodile, and several types of ankylosaur for extra plating and spikes. It also has wedge-tailed eagle vision and flying fox traits that enhance its immunity to various bacteria and viruses. Being this heavy means sacrificing maneuverability. However, at this scale, and being this well defended, all of its vitals are well off the ground, and any part in easy grabbing or biting
is
range like
huge.
the legs or belly is coated in defenses or spikes.
Never mind, this is going to the
Anything
unique.
it crushes, it will destroy. The last righteous sauropod earns its spot in this group on slot B4.
Oh, those were
leaving
sauropods.
only
Shit,
just
I'm
one.
stupid.
You may have noticed that the last remaining slot resides in the unique builds group. This entry made it to this list not only because of its prowess and build, but to the merit of its creators, who decided to use an underrated herbivore family as the base.
Oh.
Hadrosaurs.
Oh,
Meet
the
last
duck
entry
balls.
to the final 16, Yamabrontorax maximus. Or as its creator, geneticist
Yamabrontorax.
Hardy
It sounds like
Maximus
it's some
names
sort of.
Gilgamesh.
It's a
Believe it or
motorbike mixed
not,
with a
this
shoe
hybrid
brand.
was built upon possibly one of the most powerful land
The
animals to
Yamabronx.
ever exist outside of the sauropod build, Shantungosaurus, an animal that
Yamaha
almost perfectly
Bronx
hits the sweet spot
Thorax.
between size and speed.
That thing's shiny.
Gilgamesh is agile enough to easily keep pace
Western
with faster
gorilla.
opponents and press the attack, but having more than
Boreal
enough mass to leverage
Palta.
its
Seen that one a few
power
times.
into
Put
crushing
Vibe.
blows. What it
Put
lacks on
Viper,
major
actually, not
obvious
put
weapons,
Vibe.
raw force from impacts can more than make up for it. With long legs
Oh,
helping
pretty
with
big.
a
That's-
straightforward charge, the spiny armor further augments every blow
That's a
and
spiky
attack
pickle.
angle. In close quarters, these could prove devastating.
What
Any
the
attempt
heck?
by a rival to grapple, restrain, pounce, or
Wait,
climb atop
wait.
prove
Jamaican fruit bat. Wait. Put Viper. I don't remember seeing that. Jamaican fruit bat.
devastating.
Immune system.
Any attempt by a rival to
Silverback gorilla.
grapple, restrain,
Age.
pounce, or climb atop runs the heavy risk of getting thrown
Is that
off,
the-
and rival to grapple, restrain, pounce, or climb atop
Is that the Indom 2.0? No, wait. Is it? I don't know.
runs
If it
the
is,
heavy risk of getting thrown
bro.
off and trampled before the
It
body whips
is.
around for a crushing hit.
Bro.
These,
crazy.
ladies and gents, have been the top 16
Oh, it
entries
is.
of the first hybrid war. Coming up, the 16 competitors will wait and see
Okay.
where they will be placed in the final bracket. This event will be live streamed for members at a future date. The resulting bracket will
Aw.
be publicized and the real tournament will begin. First, narrowing the contenders to 8 hybrids that can fight the 2.0 more effectively and pull off more wins. As we move on to the grand finale, the final 4 will face serious scrutiny, laying bare their flaws and weaknesses that could cost them their life.
Yeah.
At the end, only the strongest will rise victorious.
Yeah, the strongest
marking
will
the end
prevail.
of this hybrid
Usually
war
how it goes.
and the beginning of a new era.
Bro, these final 16 hybrids have actually blown me away compared to the previous. They have actually this. Honestly, it doesn't go into much detail of like what. Obviously, you don't want to go through the entire detail, like the thought process of what went behind to make them, because that would just be hours. That would take forever. But these ones, there's a few top competitors. I can't remember the one that I thought would be top. I can't remember right now. I think it was this. I think it might have been this one. No. I think it was this one, but I'm not too sure. But these are looking absolutely insane. These look sick. It's unfortunate that this video, I mean, that it's not doing the like ranking right now, but it's cool to have them at least been shown to us. And I hope that after they stream, and hopefully they release the video so I can react to it for you guys, make a video about it, because I'm not going to record the live stream. That's just stupid. But yeah. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know who do you guys think of these 16s gonna be the one to do it. But I honestly think this one could be a top competitor. This one right here. This one might be my pick. Cause it looks absolutely insane. It's got good armor. Its underbelly is a little bit. It looks a little uncovered, but it looks like there's something else there. But it just looks like an absolute beast. But there's a few others that looked insanely cool as well. But I don't know. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed, go check out Goji Center. Give a like, subscribe here, subscribe here by me if you enjoyed. And yeah, I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace out.